Hello YouTuber, Treasure724 here. I've been messing around with some alternative recording software because I like the idea of using open source software over stuff like Camtasia. That's not to say Camtasia is bad, but the open source community seems to have more flexible tools and such. One of the tools that I found is called Open Broadcast Source, I believe. This goes to a weird name. OBS recorder, basically. And this is it. A relatively easy to use application once you get into it and start messing around with it. And the most impressive thing with it that it has over Camtasia is that it can do multi-track recording. Now, as far as being able to do it, there's a bit of setup involved, so you can't just jump in and get it working. So here's how to do that. You want to go into, let's see, is it, well, here, this is the first thing you want to look at. This is all the audio devices you can use. Now for the sake of this, I have my USB mixer and some Turtle Beach USB headsets that hook into the USB port so that we can see multiple input sources. And now I am activating them all, so you can see how easily it gets filled out. For some reason there's like 2 audio sources and 3 mic sources. Not sure why, but then again, you're not going to be messing with too much. Plus, it's kind of difficult to get all that to down mix live. I mean, multi-record in the program, but down mix to have it in your headsets. At least I am not able to figure out how to do it that easily. But yeah, that's basically how to get it to recognize all the inputs. Now there is one other place you want to go to before leaving this. Under outputs, recording, you want to make sure that it records all these sources. I mean, you'll want to do stuff there as well, but this is the main thing for doing a live recording. I chose an MP4 file because that suits me best. I'm sure MKV could work as well, but I just picked MP4, and that's going to be personal preference. You want to make sure that the output is properly scaled up, because that's something that can easily screw with you. Camtasia, they make it easy so that there's an actual capture window to wrap around an object, whereas with this one, I'll get back to that, you select a window and then it just grabs it, but without adjusting what all is getting recorded, so it doesn't record black space. But weird that it does it, but whatever. And make sure that all 4 audio tracks are selected. Mind you, even though it says that there's like 5 different sources you can grab, you can only record 4 at once, so a bit of a nitpick. It should be it there. Now at this point you see all these audio tracks and you figure that it is now seeing all the audio. Well, not quite. What that is? Oh, okay, yeah. I got like the USB microphone and the Turtle Beach, so that's why that's showing up there. Right up here, next to the word mixer, you see a gear. What you want to do is select the gear, and this pops up. Okay, it's a bit wide for the capture window. That should do. Basically, this is all the available recording ports, and this is all the tracks it records to. Now what you want to do is deselect these so that they only record the tracks you want it to record to, like desktop audio to track 1, desktop audio 2 to track 2, so on and so forth. This makes it so that not only does it record all the tracks, but it records them to different tracks. So once you get to where you are ready to pull out the file, this is where it separates it out to. Now, once the audio file is created, it basically has the main video file of the capture on top of 4 audio tracks. Basically, it's this file right here. I double click on this and go into the audio tracks. You see there are 4 audio tracks. So the video file contains all 4 sources in 4 different tracks. However, Camtasia does not automatically import all 4 tracks into different tracks on the editing line, which means that you have to take an extra step to be able to edit the audio file separately, which in this case is where demuxing comes into play. Demuxing is basically taking a video file and extracting all its individual components, like the video file as its own file, the audio file as its own file, and so on and so forth, including caption files for those of you who've done demuxing before. So this is what I need to do. Now, fortunately, I have done this before in the past with there was some video files I had. I like the video of one source, the audio of another source, and I wanted to like take the sources from the individual files and put them together. And I did a pretty good job with it. It was like a file called FFmpeg or some other codec, and it was a sort of bits and pieces type of thing I did to get it all together, but it worked. Now, that was using some codec that wasn't necessarily meant to do that as much as meant to do something else, but I managed to accidentally stumble across it and it worked at the time. But I wanted a more streamlined thing to do my demuxing with. And this is what I found. There's a free audio extractor. Basically, you can take an audio file, put it in there, and then select an audio track and will then convert it to a WAV file, like what I have right here, 4 audio tracks. Now, how I got the 4 audio tracks, unfortunately, the way this program works, even though I could like import a second file in, select channel 2 for that one, I go back into this one. Even though I did not select it to go to channel 2, it automatically did. So you cannot do all the audio files at once. You have to basically select the main thing, select an audio track, and then extract it using convert, and it will extract it as a WAV file like what I have right here. Now, on the bright side, it does it relatively fast, so it doesn't take that much time to extract the audio file for editing Camtasia. It's just tedious. But the result is that I have, well, here's the demo I did a little earlier. I have, trying to get it to, there we go, okay. I have my main video file. This audio, well, let's see, let me show you what I've done. Basically, we have, well, this is Mozart playing. Well, I wonder if I even have the, probably don't have the audio sources, so forget that. Basically, I have a video file. I play a YouTube video of Mozart in the background. This is Dragon's audio source through Discord, and this is my audio source through my USB mixer, and they're all separated out. So OBS does work to be able to record all the different audio sources. You just unfortunately have to go an extra step to pull those audio sources from the main file and be able to edit them in Camtasia. But as long as you're able to like follow through with this. And do you have a, well, you can have a good enough video card, because OBS requires I think it's Pixel Shader 3 video cards and a Pixel Shader 2 before, and it didn't want to work. But then when I upgraded my computer, it liked the video card, so it requires a pretty good video card to work. But it's a really nice tool, and definitely a very good alternative to Camtasia, as long as you keep in mind whatever you capture, you have to remember to tweak the video window so that it will capture only the size of the window itself. Which, of course, if you're like doing a windowed game, you probably need to figure out what the proportions are beforehand. But as with that being a minor snafu, everything else easily falls into place. So have fun.